Oh, Norris! Oh my God! Lando Norris with the big moment right there. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Today, episode number 7 takes us to the Monaco Grand Prix, the crown jewel of the entire F1 calendar, a tight, twisting track full of danger, one that I really look forward to. It's either going to be great or nightmare. I'm not really sure which. We'll find out when we get to the track. But in the last episode, we took on the Spanish Grand Prix. If you missed that one, I'll put a link to that up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Go check it out. Give it a watch before you watch this one. We finished in the points, but just like in the Dutch Grand Prix, we had part reliability issues. Our gearbox was slipping. We lost gears twice in that race, but we managed to hold on for our season best finish of 7th. So building a little bit of momentum, back-to-back points finishes. Our teammate, Juan Manuel Correa, has not done a damn thing for us, and we certainly have a lot to consider when it comes to him and how we move forward at that point. As you see up above me, low cash, don't have enough to afford our teammates' contract renewal. Not a big deal right now. I'm not so sure we're going to renew him. Anyways, got my eyes on a couple of other free agent drivers. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens there. Worn components. One or more fitted vehicle components have excessive wear. Yes, that is our gearbox. We will address that before we head to Monaco. Now, let's take a look at the activities to get squared away before we go to the track. We've got 8 days to fill up. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got power department focus, G-Force training, an F1 esports event, sponsor advertisements, sponsor events, and aerodynamic equipment upgrade. I haven't put anything into our second driver, into Correa, and it shows he hasn't grown as a driver and he's not performing on the track. And I'm not about to start now at this point. We need to be focused more on the team and on the car. So for me, it's interesting to look at the sponsor advertisement. That gives us team acclaim plus cash. Gives us 30 grand plus 500 team acclaim. We can fit that in. That gives us 4 more days to work with. So we can do the sponsor event for more team acclaim or driver acclaim. Driver acclaim is not that important for me. So we'll do the sponsor event for acclaim there. And you know what? Let's give Correa a little bit of love. We've got 2 days and only one event to choose from to fill in those 2 days. So Correa's going to get some racecraft boosting there. So that'll get that squared away for our 8 days of activities. Okay, as I discussed at the top of this episode, we had gearbox problems in Spain. You can see this gearbox is 78% worn. We've completed 6 of 6 races, so we can swap gearboxes without a penalty. So we will get a new gearbox on the car. That'll be good for us. And no grid penalty at Monaco, at least not for this. Also, very important since it's so hard to pass at that track. We look at the power unit. Everything should be in good shape. We took those fresh components, 4 fresh components for Spain. Our energy store is only at 50%. That seems to be fine. The control electronics is going to need to get changed out. It's at 69%. Nice. But that's got to get changed out. Don't want any problems there, so we'll apply that component. No penalty for that action, so we'll get a new control electronics on there and should take care of those problems as far as the power unit goes. We'll be in good shape. So one thing that I just discovered that I did not know about, and I actually found out from another F1 YouTuber's series, was driver perks. And you find that in the corporate tab under contracts. And if you hit driver perks, you can actually upgrade yourself, which I didn't know was a thing. As Emma, I think is her name, talks there at the bottom, whatever. But you can spend money on yourself, basically, and give yourself perks. So, and they're not that expensive. They're $250,000 maybe. But here's the real important one at the bottom. Development feedback. Resource point income will be boosted by 10%. Resource points are king. For $250,000, I will absolutely purchase that. So if you're not doing that already in your playthrough, and you're like me and you just found out about this, there you go. You're welcome. Certainly important to do, and it's a great way to spend some money. So now we've upgraded that. We can't upgrade it again until we reach Acclaim level 8, and at that point, the price goes up as well. You can see there's media coaching, which will give you those additional answers. I always wondered how you unlock those additional answers. Now we know. It doesn't tell you that. You just sort of have to find it. So Power mapping, engine wear will be reduced by 10%. That's a nice little passive thing to reduce engine component wear. I'm actually going to slap that on as well. How much money do we have? 866,000.
We can spend any extra
Yeah,
money
I like that.
on perks.
So we're going to do that as Emma talks again. So we'll reduce our engine wear by 10%. It's like a passive thing like our durability department. And this one will be driver acclaim will be boosted by 10%. I don't think that's so important to spend on right now. But the power mapping and development feedback, I wish I'd done that at the very beginning. I wish I'd known about that. I had no clue. So there you go. Learn from my mistakes. Get started on these driver perks early. Okay, let's roll time forward and get through everything. We've got 2 upgrades that we're waiting on as well. The front wing gurney flap for the aero department and the roll dampers for the chassis department. Those should be coming up. Hopefully those come through. Let's advance time and see if we get our upgrades. Those came through. All right, good. The front gurney flap failed. That's our first failure on R&D so far in this playthrough. Our first failure. It was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time until we saw that happen. But, you know, that's disappointing. That was going to help reduce some drag. But for Monaco, not the biggest loss in the world because drag isn't really a big deal to worry about. We don't have long straightaways or anything like that. So if there was a race where a drag reduction upgrade was going to fail, Monaco is a really good one for it to happen. So that's the way she goes. We got some money. We got some resource points. I'm not going to spend any money on anything else right now. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. We'll get everything put on the car as far as the components go. No R&D to do right now. We don't have enough resource points for that, I don't think. Well, I guess I can do this. I can redeploy this upgrade, right? 300 resource points. We're guaranteed to get it for Azerbaijan. We'll hold on to that for right now. Drag reduction will be good for Azerbaijan because of the long straightaways, but we'll see. 300 is a little less than half of what we have for R&D, so perhaps I don't want to spend that just yet. We'll see as the weekend goes along. Take a look at the R&D overall as we head into Monaco. You can see we are, we're second worst on the grid again. Haas made a nice jump up, but we're just right behind AlphaTauri, it looks like. And you see our R&D in progress. That drag reduction part failed for this race. We'll have to circle back to that one. We got a minor weight reduction coming after this race, along with a minor powertrain. So we got some stuff in the works, but as we look at the progression made, Haas made a big jump up after the last race. Sort of left us in the dirt along with AlphaTauri. So we're seemingly right there with AlphaTauri. Big jump down to Williams, but Haas really joining that mid-pack fight with Renault and Alfa Romeo and McLaren and even Racing Point. Racing Point went up a little bit, but it looks like McLaren, Renault sort of not making a whole lot of changes. Alfa Romeo's been making huge changes from where they were. I mean, they've really been skyrocketing up to join that midfield fight. And you look at the top 3, Mercedes way above everybody else, as expected, but Red Bull and Ferrari right on top of each other, it would look like. So that midfield fight, really, really close. I love that. And we're not that far off. I mean, we're still a little bit behind, but we've seen in these races, it don't matter. We can fight with those cars as well. And finally, a look at the point standings. We are 10th in the driver standings with 14 points, just behind Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, who are tied for 8th, basically, just ahead of Ocon as well. And we look at the constructor standings. Shield Speed Racing solidly in that 6th position with 14 points. We've had to score all of them. Correa hasn't added anything to it, but we got a nice little margin over Racing Point. Haas, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo have all scored some points. Williams still yet to score points this season. I don't expect that they will. And now, with all of that said, let's get on with it and head out to the Monaco Grand Prix.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Perez, and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. Grosjean, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat, and Juan Manuel Correa, Russell, Latifi, Magnussen, and Davidson. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Welcome to the grid at the Monaco Grand Prix. As you saw in the grid rundown, 3 drivers taking a grid penalty. Max Verstappen being the big one, in my opinion, as he came in second in points, qualified 4th, but taking a 10-place grid penalty, so he'll start 14th. Very tough to make up ground at this track. You got to use some strategy to do it. But we're in the back. You saw it there, 60-place grid penalty. That's a little trick that I picked up from other Formula One YouTubers who I watch and learn from them. If you qualify in the back here at Monaco, you just go ahead and unlock that 4th branch of components for your engine. No reason not to. You're basically getting free components at that point. We're already at the back. I qualified 20th in qualifying, which was done in the wet, by the way. But qualifying was in this weird in-between where it wasn't wet enough to take intermediates. Everybody was running slicks, but they were like 10 seconds off their normal pace. But intermediates were actually slower. It was very strange. But we're just slow. So this race is going to be a struggle for us. We're going to have to use some strategy to try and not finish last, I guess. Magnussen is back here with a grid penalty as well. But the little cheeky trick, just take all new components, get all the grid penalties you can since you're at the back anyways. Really doesn't hurt anything, so that's exactly what we've done. Let's take a look at the race strategy. Default strategy, 1-stopper, mediums to hards, or a 2-stopper, softs to mediums. And around this track, especially when you're in the back, you don't want to be caught up in the train. You want to get out from behind people. You want to be running by yourself. It's so hard to pass here, especially with how narrow this track is. It's really, really tough. So anything you can do to get yourself free and clear of traffic, you really want to try and do that. So if we do 7 laps on the softs, come down pit road, and do 16 and 16 on mediums, I think we'll be okay. If we go in here and actually change this to the hard, that's actually going to be way, way slower. So that doesn't work. I guess we can go 8 laps, and we can go shorter if we need to. If we want to come in on lap 7, we might have to come in to replace a front wing, knowing how this place is. So that's what we'll do. We'll go with this strategy right here. 8 laps, 15, and then 16 to the end. 2-stopper at Monaco. That's it. Everything's all set. Let's get this race underway. All right, that's a lot of cars in front of us. We're on softs. Everyone around us on mediums. There's lights out, and away we go. Just got to be careful. Try and get some cheeky spots here if we can. Side by side with the Williams through Casino. That is tricky right there. We get the job done. Dive it up the inside. Oh boy. They're all just stopping here. We got some collision warnings. All right. We'll take it. We're up to 16th from 22nd.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalize on that first lap.
Hopefully no front wing damage. I'm sure we got a little bit of damage from running into the back of Giovinazzi there. Very tough track here at Monaco, as you've seen. If you've never seen this track before, very difficult track. Very narrow. Hard to pass. Very few opportunities to pass as well, as we ride in front of Gasly and Kvyat, so outpacing the AlphaTauris right now. Very few places to use ERS as well. The tunnel here is a good place to do it. Only one DRS zone at this track as well. It's on the front straightaway, so you got to use that DRS if you can. It's a very short run of DRS up the front stretch before turn 1. You got to maximize it if you have the ability to do so. And this is what I was talking about. Being stuck up in traffic is really tough. That's why you want to get into pit road and get out of traffic, because it can really alter your lap times. It can really slow you down if you're caught behind somebody, like we kind of are right now with Giovinazzi. Give him the old bump and run. Get the job done. Not really the cleanest pass in the world, but we'll take it. I'm sure our front nose is not looking very good. We are up into the 15th position, so we've gained 7 spots from where we started. The AI difficulty is still at 100, by the way. So I didn't make any changes to that from where we had it at Spain last time out. I'll be really curious to see how this two-stopper works out for us. We were able to make up some good track position by going onto the softs, I think, and getting some additional traction to pass cars. I think a lot of people are just going to do the one-stopper. And it's going to be all about where we blend back in with traffic after they make their pit stop. Looks like Giovinazzi hit pit road. Thing's a handful. As we get hit by Gasly, just big balling it up the inside there. These tires are really giving up. Had to get off those tires. Giovinazzi went with the hards. He's probably going to try. He's doing the one stopper. He's going to go the rest of the way on hards.
Release, release. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Lucky to still have a car after all those big slides. We're going to go 15 laps on these tires, I think. Something like that. We got way out in front of Giovinazzi by 3 seconds or so. Now we just got to put down really good laps.
Gap to the car in front is 15.3 seconds. Okay, the gap behind is 3.8
Can't pick up damage like that. That's not going to help. I'm not really sure about this two-stopper versus one-stopper. I see everybody switching to hards right now. Ricardo pitted in front of us. He's on hards. The question becomes, can we be faster on 2 stints of mediums than these guys can be on 1 stint of hards? Hards are significantly slower around here. At least they were for me. There's just so little grip with the hard tires. So the question is going to be, am I making up time on Ricardo with the tire difference or not? And it doesn't look like it. But I am pulling away from Giovinazzi, so that's good. I don't think points are on the cards for today. I think there's no way points are on the cards for today, just from starting last. But, you know, if we could finish not last, that would be good. Very much a rhythm track. If you get out of a rhythm, you're going to have a horrible time at Monaco. But if you get into a rhythm, you're going to put down some pretty good laps. At least you should be able to. Remains to be seen how this strategy is going to work out. I have my doubts right now. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. But not looking really good right now. Well, we can see race cars now. There might be a stack of them in front of us. They might be getting just stuck behind somebody who's slow. I don't know. But we can see race cars. We're definitely catching them. So whatever's slowing these guys down, or whoever's slowing these guys down, is helping us.
7.8 seconds.
Oh, yeah. That's a big stack of cars now. Oh, that's a huge queue of cars. And see, this is where the problem becomes. You just get stuck behind them. So it's almost better just come back down pit road, put on hard tires, and get away from everybody again. We're probably not going to pass them all. Or hopefully they start pitting in front of us. We could pit now, take hards, and go to the end.
The gap to the car ahead is 1.8 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. I can see it myself. We just get stuck behind him here. So slow into the hairpin. Oh, Norris! Oh, my God! Lando Norris with the big moment right there. Lucky to save the car, but he just got completely sideways in front of us. Oh, my goodness. Completely unpressured.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
We're going to toss it to the inside of Verstappen. Make it work. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Excuse me. Damn it. Oh, boy. Well, that doesn't help us. I've got no turn. Front wing all damaged now. I got no turn. There goes all that hard work. Damn it. Gotta stop making these mistakes.
Exit now.
Oh, brother. All right, now we gotta do it all over again. But we gotta make these tires last even longer than we anticipated. We went back to the mediums instead of the hards to go 18 laps to the end of this race. Really, my goal at this point is just not to finish last. And I've already damaged the wing. Not even one lap in. Jesus Christ.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
We are good on fuel. Monaco's an interesting track as far as fuel goes. You can really save a lot of fuel around here because there are all these slow corners. You can just put it in lean and save a lot of fuel. I haven't really touched it at all. I've been running standard the whole race. I also went a half a lap over on fuel, so we pretty much stayed exactly there. Catching these guys who are on hards.
Gap to car in front is 3.5 seconds.
Catching them's one thing, passing them's another at this track. Gotta get physical, but don't want to beat up the car too badly. I don't want to have to pit again. If we have to pit again, we're done. Just barely nicked it again. Son of a bitch. Fine. We'll pit again. We're probably going to finish last here. Damn it. Tough day at Monaco. Put the softs on. Put another new nose on.
Go now.
Well, we got fastest lap of the race. So that'll get us 1 point. I just thought about that. If we're going to finish in the back, out of the points, with the soft tires, might as well take advantage of it, put down the best lap of the race. And I think we've just done that. 200 IQ right there. Pretty clever. Pretty clever, if I do say so myself. Unless somebody takes it right at the end, which I don't think they will. We'll get out of here with 1 point. The least I could do for my team, considering I fucked this race up so many different ways. The goal is still not to finish last. The rate we're catching Magnussen and Latifi, that still might happen. Need the tires to hold on. If it starts to get slippery, we're going to be in trouble. Remember on the first stint when we were on the softs, it got really ugly at the end. All right, 3 laps to go. I don't think we're going to catch Magnussen, Latifi. I don't think we're going to do it. The soft compound tires are starting to give up. I have a lot of regrets about this race. A lot of regrets after this one. A lot of things I could have done better. Like I said, I don't think we're going to finish in the points today anyways, but I think we could have finished in the mid-teens. But I did not do a very good job of taking care of this car. And that's the really unfortunate part about it. From the looks of things, we're still going to get out of here with 1 point, which is a shocker.
We started to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tires. We won't be making another pit stop.
No shit, Jeff. Thank you. Ah, there it is. Just had to be perfect on the day. 3 for 3 on noses.
Ahead is 6.6 seconds.
Yeah, we've hit the cliff on these soft tires. They're good for about 6 or 7 laps the way I drive. Trying to go 8 or 9 laps is just a death sentence. We got it. We got what we needed to out of the soft tires. We got the fastest lap of the race, and we got a point. So they had their value. Oh, this is our last lap because we're lapped. It don't matter. God. All right, end of the race. Gonna be last, but we got a point. Awful, awful
That's
stuff.
the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Yes, we will, Jeff. Yes, we will.
They've done it then. They've won here in Monaco with an emphatic performance and a victory they can be proud of for years to come. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
All right, here is the full race rundown. Lewis Hamilton gets the win. Everybody did a one-stop strategy, it looks like. Vettel, Bottas, Leclerc, Ocon in the top 5. Good run for Esteban. Stroll, Sainz, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, and Grosjean gets another point for Haas. So 2 double points for Renault, a point for Alpha, a point for McLaren, and a point for Racing Point. Albon, both Red Bulls outside of the points. That's pretty big. Verstappen, talked about the grid penalty that he had. Can only come home in the 13th position. Norris, we saw made that oopsie-doopsie in front of us. Kvyat, Correa gets 16th. I think that's his best finish of the season. Giovinazzi, Gasly, Russell, Latifi, Magnussen, and us with our 3 stops. Oh, brother. Well, we started last and finished last, but we did get a point for the fastest lap of the race. So, we'll take it. All right, look at the rivalry breakdown. +3 for both of us. Thankfully, we came in with a big lead over Grosjean, so we're still going to be leading in this rivalry. 3 races left. Team acclaim. Yep, we both got some. Correa finally finished better than me, I think. Although I think he beat me in Australia, too. I don't remember. I think we finished last in Australia. So he probably beat me there, too. Got some good cash from the sponsors. Definitely, we completed 118 laps as a team. Both had damage. He had more damage than me. Son of a bitch. I thought I did a lot of damage. He did more than I did. Come on, man. He ain't sticking around. All right, back at HQ. Monaco, done. I knew it was going to be a struggle, but I didn't help my own case by knocking the wall down consistently. We got a sponsorship renewal that we got to look at. Zigzag is up for renewal, so we might renew with them. We might take on a new sponsor. Don't know. A lot of things to get done between now and the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, also known as Baku. That's the next race up. We got a lot of R&D in the works. A lot of things to get figured out here. How are we going to handle our teammate? How are we going to handle ourselves? Big power track coming up. We're going to need straight line speed. And I need to stay out of the damn wall. That's the important thing. So a lot to dissect after Monaco. A tough episode, but hopefully next time, next season when we come back to Monaco, we'll have a little bit better pace, and the driver will be able to keep the wall away from our car. We'll see. I guess it's more keep the car away from the wall. That's Monaco for you. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. As always, if you want to connect with me, you can do so on social media at Schildhouse on Twitter and on Instagram. Look forward to hearing from you then. If you want to watch me live stream, you can catch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Schildhouse. And if you enjoyed today's episode, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on it, leaving a comment down below, commiserating in my poor performance, roasting me for my poor performance, getting out-qualified and outrun by our teammates, or anything else that caught your eye in this race. Now, the last thing is, and I got to check up on this, I think because we didn't finish on the lead lap, we don't get that bonus point for fastest lap, which would be a shame. But, you know, that's the way she goes. A lot to get done in the next episode. We'll look forward to seeing you then from Azerbaijan. As always, appreciate you watching this one. We will see you in the next episode at Baku.